I heard a distant sound, muffled by the sound of falling raindrops. At first, it sounded like a low moan, a barely audible cry, but I soon realized it was coming from a car parked on the side of the road. Following the sound, I approached and, looking under the steering wheel, I saw a small kitten huddled together, soaking wet, shivering from the cold, trying to protect itself from the rain. It was a heartbreaking sight. The kitten, who seemed to have barely any strength left, was making feeble meows, as if calling for help, and its tiny paws, covered in mud, were clutching the tire. Carefully, I picked up a plastic bag and spoke to it gently, trying to reassure it. It hesitated for a moment, but perhaps instinctively, it felt safe. When it finally curled up in the bag, it gave me a look that was a mixture of fear and gratitude. So, I took it home. When I arrived, I dried her carefully and soon realized that she was a female. She was so small, fragile, and probably only a month old. When she felt the warmth of my hands, she snuggled up, letting out a small purr that was barely audible, but which made it clear that she felt protected. I offered her some diluted powdered milk, and, visibly hungry, she moved forward urgently, getting her little face dirty with the milk. With each sip, it became clear how much she needed that care and comfort. After the meal, I began to notice her curiosity. Now more relaxed, she moved cautiously, exploring every corner, rubbing herself against my feet as if to thank me. I made a small nest for her, improvising a soft blanket, and that night she slept deeply, as if she had finally found a safe place to rest. The next morning, I woke up to a soft meow next to me. She stuck her little head out of the nest, watching me with curious eyes, but still full of hidden tiredness. She was hungry again, so I repeated the process, feeding her carefully. And once again, her face was covered in powdered milk. At each meal, she ate so voraciously that she seemed to fear it would be her last. As the days passed, the little kitten, whom I decided to call Gummy, began to reveal her charming personality. Always clean, curious, and friendly, she responded to my call with a speed that surprised me. She would run over, rub herself against me, seeking affection, as if she had finally found a home. Her presence was so adorable that she seemed like a real four-legged angel. Gummy soon began to gain confidence. She learned to jump, explore her surroundings, and even did some tricks, like climbing furniture in search of adventures. A week later, I took her to the vet to make sure she was healthy. There, we weighed Gummy and discovered that she already weighed 620 grams, a sign that she was growing well. We did a blood test, and the results showed that she had a slight inflammation. Her white blood cell counts were slightly elevated, but nothing that compromised her vitality. I returned home relieved, prepared to give her the best care possible. When I arrived, I prepared a special meal for Gummy, who quickly devoured every bite and then climbed onto my lap, purring loudly, as if thanking me for every gesture of affection. Every day, she seemed happier, always by my side, following me around the house. Her eyes, which had previously shown a certain fear, now shone with a mixture of trust and affection. Today, Gummy is much more than a rescued kitten. She is a faithful companion, a little source of joy and love in every corner of the home. With every look, with every purr, she expresses her gratitude for having been saved from that cold and rainy night. I believe that, in her own way, she understands the value of our coexistence, and I feel extremely grateful to have her in my life. May Gummy have a long and happy life, growing up with love and security, knowing that she will always have a warm and loving home by her side.